When I think of Tom, I think of three words. It's faith, his family, and his focus.
He's such a positive energy, and it almost precedes him before he comes into the room.
Tom is a straight shooter. It's one of my favorite things about him. That notion that you can always count on knowing what Tom is thinking because he's going to tell you.
One of those rare leaders that accomplishes things without regard to who gets the credit for getting that done.
Tom is absolutely the epitome of a servant leader. You know, he leads with his heart.
I've only been here for 2.5 years. Within the first couple of months, I had the opportunity to have lunch with Tom. And the gift that lasts with me today is that he prayed for me. To have him pray for me as a leader, as a new person coming into this community was very, very loving and kind. And that goes back to his leadership style.
He's a truly inspirational leader. Someone who is a transplant, really. You know, he was not born and raised here. He came here for an opportunity, and he took advantage of that opportunity and ingrained himself in our community immediately.
Since Tom moved here from Charlotte back in 2009, the impact he's had has gone well beyond the work that he did at CNL.
He chaired the Economic Development Commission and really inspired and led the effort to merge the Central Florida Partnership and the EDC to what we now know as the Orlando Economic Partnership.
His leadership, you know, through Florida Citrus Sports has been exemplary.
Certainly his work here at Lift Orlando has often been kind of thrusted by this appetite to create more jobs and more opportunities to keep and grow talent here in Central Florida.
And he's launched a new company here in Central Florida, Conversus StepStone. They've already got 50, 60 employees and grown to $2.5 billion plus assets and likely will double this year.
Well, you don't have to try to describe Tom's passion for employment in the community, and he'll tell you about it. He'll tell you about what we need to do, how we need to grow, what we should be doing, and not just from an advice, or certainly not from a critical perspective. He's willing to step in and actually, you know, put the work in.
He's done a lot for families and communities, and most families don't know that he was behind it. I think about the families in the West Lakes communities that have never met Tom, have never heard his name, but for him and his passion for the work of Lift Orlando, that work would never have happened.
Tom has a great gift of empathy. That's a quality most people may not guess about him at first glance, but it's what I've seen him employ in savvy negotiations and tactful conversations. His ability to put himself in other people's shoes when considering dynamics in any situation. It's also why he can cry at the drop of a hat.
We refer to it as the waterworks. He's really a sensitive guy for this big high-powered executive.
He's an amazing steward of everything he has. His time, his talent, his treasure, his health, his marriage, his relationships. Somehow he's able to manage all of these priorities.
Certainly he works tirelessly in the community and in his jobs, but he also gives that same amount of effort in his own self-care and the care of his family and having fun.
The first time I went up to North Carolina and got to see him as Grandpa, or as El Jefe, as his grandkids call him, it was a whole different personal side to he and to Jane, for that matter, that really it completed the picture, that balance between work and family and faith. You know, it brought it all together for me to see that this truly is a great man.
And Tom doesn't do any of this for recognition. As a matter of fact, he's probably embarrassed right now that we're talking about him, and that's a good thing, because he deserves recognition.
You know, I know that Tom doesn't live for awards, but it does shine a light for him to be honored.
I cannot think of a person more deserving in Central Florida.
Thank you for all that you've done, and we're just so grateful to have you here in Central Florida.
Tom, I'm so sorry I'm not able to be with you tonight to celebrate this great honor. It is so well deserved. Congratulations, my friend. You are a true James B. Greene Award winner.